Now, this tree here is the legendary blessing tree, and as you can see, this year it started to flower. It did do 1 or 2 last year, but it's only 2-year old, and it's looking good. It's looking good. It's going to turn into a nice tree, that. Here we have cashew nut tree, and its other sister here, cashew nut tree, and as you can see, it's flowering. So there'll be some cashew nuts to come off that, and apparently got to be careful with them. It's flowering as well. So just having a quick look around. Mem's grapes are beginning to form. So looks like we'll be eating grapes later on. I think the green ones though. And just along this side of the house, you can see these trees here. Beautiful flowers on them, but obviously we're going to have to watch them for height, and they're going to have to be trimmed down at times. So, but obviously they're holding the bankside in. We'll not let them get too big, like. Now this coconut palm going up, but we're going to have to watch it as it comes up with this building here. Once it gets above that, it'll be fine. That's another fruit tree, I think. Either rambutan, I think, or jackfruit. And down to here, we've got the old pomegranate tree, which is bearing fruit. Now what variety this is, I don't know, like, but I am partial to a bit of pomegranate, and obviously they need to get a bit bigger. There's different varieties over here, so yeah, very good. Now these trees coming up, gonna have to watch them. Well, this one anyway, that's its sister over there. And this plant here, bearing fruit. Now according to Mem, you can eat these. What the bloody hell they are, I don't know. But yeah, that's going to have to be trimmed a bit, because that's our cable going over to the new post there. As you can see, Michael's chopped the old bamboo cane down. And these trees here with the white flower, scented flower, these are what we brought up cuttings from the condo at View to Lay 5 at Jontian Beach. God, it's nearly 2 years, you know, since I've been down there. But get these pups away and we'll be heading down for a few days. I think Michael's going to do the place up, give it a lick of paint. Here we have the old Chinese rose, which is in flower. So, looking good. And that's just a quick look around what's going on.
Riders on the storm, Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm. There's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday. Let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road. Yeah. Girl, you gotta love your man. Girl, you gotta love your man. Take him by the hand. Make him understand. The world on you depends. Our life will never end. Gotta love your man.
Well, last night, the first day of Songkran, around about tea time, the skies darkened, and what a bloody storm. Luckily, structurally, no damage, but in the garden, a bit. Now, this cashew nut tree was flattened to the ground, but Mem's, it hadn't uprooted, but Mem's been at it as she usually does, and she's propped it up. So, now, the blessing tree's all right, but let's go out into here and we'll see a bit of damage. And for one, the tree that was there was uprooted, as you can see. And Mem's been busy again, chopping bloody things. Few banana trees down. Few bent over. Smaller plants, not so bad. One or two on the lane. Canny few bananas snapped. Where's Mem? She's over the other side, repairing the fence where Rosie got out the other day. She broke out. Went off chasing bloody dogs over the other side. So, looking down here, not too bad, but let's get further on. Still looking okay when we get down this end. The old teak trees are still straight and pointing skywards. And then we get down to here. And hello, there's a tree down, which had a lean on to start with. But I said to Mem, get a good storm and that'll be down, and Michael was right. So I've ordered a new chain. The one that's on's alright with the chainsaw, but I've all that to cut down. That's fairly thick. Come in handy, will that? So there's all that to chop up. On the good side, we got at least a foot, 18 inches of rain that went into the pond. So that's been good news. Here, these two poles were over. Then again, temporary propped them up. They'll get attended to. And I think we better go on a tidying the fence up. You can see here, this tamarind tree, it's still standing. 1 or 2 tamarinds on. I would think a bit old now. A few that's dropped on the floor. Not too bad, edible. So the fish are going to be happy. Now, as I say, there must have been a torrential downpour to pop that amount of water into there. Well, yeah, there was. There was. It lasted about 2 hours. And you can see there's water in the creek. Hey, stay there. Stay. Stay. No one's going out at the moment. So yeah, a bit of water in the creek. And over there, 1 or 2 roofs lifted, so lots of hammering going on earlier on. So yeah, the water's been right up. It's come across there and flowed under the bridge, and there's quite a lot of debris that's wrapped around that concrete post. So Mike will endeavour at some stage to clear that. Oh man. Now, shows you how much water, because these sections have filled in, which is what it was intended. And it hasn't washed it away, which, considering the force of the water, is good. So it's holding. Just a few more bits and bobs to do at it and it should be fine. Now, obviously them sugar cane got a battering like. Fence is alright. I'll clear it up eventually. Need to come along here with the bush cutter. Clear it up eventually when I've sorted. Now, coming along to this end, Mum said, oh, tree down, eucalyptus tree. Snapped. And it come down and it hit this fence here, corner. But luckily no damage. So Michael's hacked at it with one of the big knives and chopped it in half. So the 2 sections have gone down to there. At some stage I'll retrieve that. It'll come in handy. And the other bits there. See, all the debris that's gone into there is through this bloody arsehole here, who cleared it along here and just pushed it down to there, so it sort of semi went in the creek. So the rush of waters took it all. Now you can see up there, lots of eucalyptus trees that's come down, And currently we've had 20 hours of no electric, which is the normal. This is bloody Thailand for you. You don't get these electric crews out instantly, and within 2 or 3 hours your supply's back on. Oh, this is Thailand. So at the moment we're up to 20 hours, and in this heat it's no bloody joy, I can tell you. No fans. Luckily I've got a supply of power packs for battery operated fans. So, but there's a little breeze blowing, thankfully, so we're not too bad. Now, let's go back over the other side and have a look at the buffalo man. Now, back over the other side now. You can see the buffalo man's place there. He's lost a few tin sheets and various items. And his buffalo shed, he's lost his this half of the roof. But there you go, hammer and nails and tin roofs. There you go. That's why we built our house with proper tiles. Yes, the extension tin roofs, but actually making your main structure out of tin roof, I don't really recommend it. But there you go. Down to cost, isn't it? You can do it the proper way, or you can do it the cheapy way. So there we go. Right, before we close this vlog down, I've had a lot of questions from subscribers and friends. How's the leg doing, Michael? Well, currently that's the position. Now, the bottom side of that was about another 3 inches, which was stitched up. But that open gap there is where the nurse opened it up to clear all this clotted blood out of it. So hence it's still a fairly open wound. And now you can see why I go to hospital every day to get it changed. But apparently it's doing very well, thank God. But it's 5 weeks Thursday, like you should be watching this Thursday. So yeah, 5 weeks today. So hopefully getting there.
Riders on the storm, riders on the storm. Into this house we're born.